This is recording 685, 685. Okay, so okay. Ooh, this is going to be a long one. I'm just looking through this. Okay, so let me express my aggravation as I just expressed in the previous recording. Okay, so see all code on everything. See all code everywhere on everything. Okay. All right. So present day for the past, I would say for the past, I don't know, year and a half, maybe. Jean Jernigan Roberts does this stunt where, you know how she has people announce that she's so good. Jean's so good. Jean's so good. And then she claims she herself is so good. Okay. She has people announce her. Okay. Like she's a star going on stage. Okay. And she used to be like, what she still does. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you next week. Okay. And then she arrives and then she spreads some lies and she acts like she's hot shit and she commits terrorism and she walks off and like she's, expecting people to throw roses at her and everything else. Okay. She's insane. Okay. So she does all that in my brain. So anyway, in the past year and a half, she's got this too going, having people announce her. And then she's saying, and her people are saying, here she comes. Here she comes. Okay. Here she comes. Here she comes. Jean is coming. Constantly. Okay. So it's annoying, like incredibly annoying. And what she's doing is an MK Ultra tactic. Okay. Which again, just wait. This is insult to injury. This freaking Ku Klux Klan whore. Okay, so what she's doing is MK Ultra. Okay, so what she's doing is she's trying to psychotically terrorize me from when I was like 3 years old. Okay, all right, so there's a song, an old children's song called She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain. Do you guys remember that song? Okay, everybody sang it in grade school. I did not like the song. I hated the song. It was annoying. I did not like the song. So anyway, she knows it's like a in my brain, like it's annoying to me. Okay. So stop snorting my nose. The bitch that, oh my God, I wish people would stop controlling my speech. I wish people would stop controlling me. So anyway, she's taking me back to when I was 3 years old. And my mom lived in Tucson. Okay. And I went to this babysitter. And I only remember, and you could probably do the decode ciphers on it. There's probably a whole bunch there. I've already figured out some of it. I haven't done all the initials of it to figure out all kinds more. I could probably figure out all kinds of terrorism in it. But anyway, all I can remember is being forced to take a nap. I told you when I was little, I hated taking naps. I was literally like Napoleon. I would like throw freaking fits. I would refuse to take naps. Okay. And, being forced to take a nap and I didn't want to take a nap. And it was really weird. My memory is like really weird. It's like, I don't remember the entire house. I remember going through a door and I don't remember coming from another room. And it seems like I remember coming from outside. Okay. But I remember like going into a door, and I was on my hands and knees, and I was crawling, and I was sneaking around, and I was sneaking towards the kitchen area, and whoever was babysitting me was making chicken and dumplings. And the weird thing is how did I know she was making chicken and dumplings? Like, I knew she was making chicken and dumplings before she had the chicken and dumplings. Unless, like, I knew she was making chicken and dumplings. And chicken and dumplings is one of my favorite foods ever. It's my kid's favorite, one of my kids' favorite foods, one of my favorite foods ever. So anyway, I'm like, what? So I'm like, what? And I'm like going back in my life, and I'm like, what the heck does this even have to do with anything? Okay. So anyway, I think I get caught like trying to sneak up from a nap. I think I get caught, but I don't even remember. All I remember is sneaking into the kitchen, and I remember the babysitter making chicken and dumplings. And then another time I remember going to a park with this same babysitter. Okay. And there was some kind of like park festival going on. I don't know what was going on. And we were eating liverwurst sandwiches. And I didn't want to eat the liverwurst sandwiches. And I literally was like, I didn't like liverwurst because it didn't look good, for one. And number two, I mean, you gotta think I was only like 3 years old. Sesame Street made liverwurst sound disgusting. So Sesame Street was my critique go-to guide, I guess. But anyway, so I'm like, I'm not eating any liverwurst sandwiches. So anyway, but I literally had to eat these liverwurst sandwiches, and they were gross. So anyway, I know the liverwurst is a reference to me being stalked by Charles Manson, Gene Jernigan Roberts stalking me. And then also, my mom took me to get immunizations, and she dropped me off at the same babysitter. And when I went to get the immunizations, maybe I got the immunizations. Maybe I was in daycare and got the immunizations. I don't know where I got if she took me to get immunizations or if I was in daycare. I wasn't in school. I don't know. My mom would know. Because I was little. My mom wasn't with Jeff yet. So I know I was only 3 years old. So anyway, so when you got shots when you were little, the doctor would give you a play toy shot, okay? And it was white with the red syringe thing, okay? And so, like, all the little kids wanted the little toy shots. It was exciting if you got a shot because then you got a toy shot. So anyway, I decoded all that out, and that goes to all of her future terrorism plots with, okay, again, it's a reference to Charles Manson. It's a reference to Needles, California. Okay, and then Snoopy and his like renegade brother, whatever, whoever he is, the Snoopy renegade. Snoopy is from Needles, California. Okay, and then so she uses Charlie Brown characters. She uses Charlie Brown characters as her Charles Manson theme. So when I was in Oklahoma City, everybody was in full discussion of this because people were laughing like, oh my God, everybody was talking about lion spray. And so everybody knows what lion spray is. And then they were like, go look up these shirts. And so I looked up Charlie Brown shirts. And that's actually a style of shirt that's really popular with the Latin community. And it's called Charlie Brown shirts. And then they were like giving me in my brain, they were like giving me they were giving me the money. They were giving me the funniest look. Like, what do we do here? And I was laughing so freaking hard. And they're like, we know this is line spray. Everybody loves these shirts, but everybody was on Snoop Dogg. He wasn't on at the time, but I mean, everybody obviously points out Snoop Dogg, and he's like, he's pointed out before, look at my name. I mean, I even used to talk to someone that was in the CIA. Everybody called her Danica, and she was the chief of staff, CIA, actual chief of staff, CIA. And everybody gave her code name Danica. And there were a lot of people that stepped up and stepped in her place, which was awesome. Then Jean tried to steal all of that from the Central Intelligence Agency. She tried to steal every bit of it. And then she ran around trying to claim that she was Danica. But anyway, they were going to turn Danica into an actual anagram in the future after Jean is arrested and her Manson occult is stopped, and they were going to use it for something really cool that has to do with artificial intelligence. Okay. So anyway, they were going to use Danica as an anagram, and it was really cool. Danica always means chief of staff CIA to me. So anyway, Danica she would get so irritated and so pissed off at Jean Jernigan Roberts and her Manson occult, because I'm telling you, they're stupid as hell. They're stupid. Okay, and she would get so pissed, and Jean Jernigan Roberts is so heavily profiled. Everybody knows every tactic, every maneuver of hers, every single one. And so Danica would show herself as Lucy from Charles Manson, and would have herself on you know how Lucy has the little stand the doctor is in? Oh my gosh. The doctor is in. So anyway, she would be leaning on the table with her arm like Lucy's arm from Charlie Brown. And anyway, she would literally be like, oh my God, I can't take this anymore. She would just literally just be like, oh my God, somebody kill me now. She's like, she was just like, she just could not freaking believe it. So anyway, it would make me laugh because everybody figured out who Lucy is and all that. So anyway, so everybody was like, you know what? Jean's ambition is to destroy everything from everyone's generation. Okay, everything that's Americana, everything that everybody ever grew up with, every cartoon, every child book, every movie, every song, everything everywhere. She has set out to destroy it all. So you can allow yourself to be stigmatized by a satanic occult, or you can say, screw her. You're not fucking with my life. You're not screwing with my life. You're not messing up my childhood precious memories. People freaking love Charlie Brown. They love Charlie Brown. You see Snoop Dogg changing his name? Hell no. So, anyway, so they made me laugh though. So anyway, I was able to take the Charlie Brown shirt, the actual from the cartoon Charlie Brown, and I was actually able to decode it. So anyway, and they were on with me when I decoded it, and I saved a picture of it on my Pinterest, because if you know what it means, you know what it means. You got it all decoded. So anyway, so back to this. So she planned future terrorism with shots, okay, and needles. Okay, so it wasn't the crime spree that she probably also did, because if you go back and look at all those crimes, I guarantee you she did it. But do you remember the crime spree? Okay, see all code AIDS. Remember the crime spree of people running around and infecting people with infected needles in the 80s? Okay, so I bet you she committed those crimes too. But so that would have been in advance of this because this would have been in the early 70s. But also leaking out tuberculosis. She plans to release tuberculosis. And she also plans to drop needles, like I told you, from airplanes. And I know it's going to happen on the West Coast. I don't know when. Hopefully it stopped, but that's one of her terror plots. So anyway, that all goes to this, okay? So that's all, already got all decoded out. You could like decode even more, and there's probably going to be a whole lot more there. But anyway, I want to focus on this song because I know it goes to this song, She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain. So now present day, Jean has everybody announce her arrival. Here she comes. Here she comes. Oh my God, Jean's coming. Oh my God, here she comes. Like she's some celeb debutante or something. Jean Jernigan Roberts of Milton, Florida. It makes me so angry. So anyway, she's using this. So this is more evidence of her abusing and using Black history, Black movements, also the American Indian movement. So I knew that I'm like, what is behind this song? She'll be coming around the mountain. Because I know that's what she's doing. She's doing a spin on the song, and she's trying to psychotically torture me, making me go back to when I was 3 years old at this crazy babysitter's house. So anyway, I'm like, okay, I get it. I already decoded your terrorism. If there's more there, there's more there. I want to know what's up with this song. So anyway, I went to go do the research on this song, She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain. So the lyrics, if you can't remember, she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. And then the next lyric is, she'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes. And then the next one is, oh, we'll all go out to meet her when she comes. And then the next one is, oh, we'll all have chicken and dumplings when she comes. And then the last one is, we'll be singing hallelujah when she comes. So this song is African. It's African American. It's African. It is really, 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 really old. And she took this song and she wrapped my life around it. And she stole it, and she's acting like she's the center of African Americans, also Africans universe. She does that with Native Americans too. She claims she's the white buffalo, or the white buffalo lady. She's a con artist. So anyway, I'm going through the song. And this song is literally talking about the end of time. It's talking about all the way to the end of time. So there's parts of it that I don't understand, but I get the 6 white horses. Okay, so whenever I hear it, and here's another thing, whenever I hear this song, I've always heard the song as 6 wide horses. Okay, wide. Okay, my babysitter was in a trailer. 6 wide horses. So that's a reference to the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. So I was able to decode a little bit of it in my brain. And Jean thinks this is her perfect song because she has controlled my life around it, and she has manipulated people around it. that she thinks this is one of her get out of jail free cards, and she gets to get out of committing all of this crime, and she gets to blame this on people who did not do this. It is, how low can you get, Jean? So anyway, it shows clearly her taking advantage. And the same thing happens present day, okay? So if you're on and you're listening to me decode, okay, and then you come on in my brain and you go, hey, Christina, I figured this out. And then I'm like, let me see. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I'm like, boom, here's a whole bunch more. And then you take that and then you go figure out a bunch more. And then you come back to what's relevant to me. And then the same thing happens, okay? If Jean Jernigan Roberts sees you doing that, she will then accuse you as being a part of committing the crime. Which is what she is trying to do with this song. So what she's trying to do with this song all the way back then in the 70s, she's using in the same method and the same style as today. So I don't hear a lot very often. And when I hear something, it's in the middle of a whole bunch of muck of Jeans, because the only way anybody can get anything out. Because people don't want to be blamed for committing these crimes. Jean blames everyone. And Ackroyd acts like he sits on some pedestal and he goes, well, everybody's going to jail then. Everybody this and everybody that. He says that in my brain all the time. And Jean usually has everybody fanning her, and then she's like basically fanning him. It's like those two, like, they're insane. Jean Roberts, her sister and her brother, and the top Manson women are the people responsible. They're the ones that committed these crimes. The people closest at the top of that pyramid, Ponzi, occult, her Charles Manson occult, they're also guilty too. Because they're obviously like holding it down for her so she continues to get away with it. At the bottom of it is where all the fray is. People go in and out. She spreads a silent war. She delivers song and dance. People are reminding me, song and dance. What's the initials of that? SAD. She delivers and then tries to suck people in. She does all kinds of angles trying to suck people in. Then she has all her sickos and Anyway, so it depends on the kind of person you are, is the kind of whatever. The only people that end up clinging to her and clinging to the top are sick people. Everybody else is like, you need to just continue to turn her in. It's the CIA's responsibility to arrest her. She can't be allowed to commit terrorism. She can't be allowed to have committed past terrorism. She can't be allowed to stalk. She can't be allowed to silence you from making reports against her. I mean, this is insanity. So anyway, going through this song, so the chicken and dumplings is in it, the hallelujah. So the hallelujah, that's the end right there. So there's probably a lot that goes to this song. A lot. But she definitely used and took advantage of this song. So also, this song also goes with CL code. I decoded engine number 9. Do you remember that song, engine number 9, hanging on was it the Chicago line or something? I decoded it. It's in one of my decode books. Okay, so it's actually how I found the last big year. Remember I told you there's 2 end years? There's one in the 3000s, and then there's 2100. Okay. So anyway, this coincides to this song. Okay, and this song is talking, the engine number 9 is talking about terrorism, and it's talking about death, and doing the math on the numbers, it's global extinction. So, and this would have been 1974. So, also, this also connects to a movie that I watched that she also used called Picnic. And it came out in 1955. Okay, so see all code Picnic and research the movie Picnic. So if you take 1976 minus 1955, that's 21. If you take 1971 minus 1955, that's 16, that's FA. If you take 1955 minus 1937, that's 18, that's HA. And also, I know Jean keeps saying, she keeps trying to blame African Americans for 1937. Please see my recording on that. Remember I told you, don't believe Jean's crap. She's trying to set you up and frame you. I've got 1937 decoded. She's trying to frame you, and she's trying to blame you for crimes that she committed. And she's wanting you to think that 1937 is all like, this is cool. Like, did it like how everybody uses 21. And I'm like, no, you do not want to do that. You want to see what these decoded ciphers are, so you know what the 1937 is, and then you go make reports, and then however you want to turn it around in the community to do good with it. I mean, then like whatever. I mean, I'm not like that. I'm just saying, hey, Jean's trying to frame people. She's still trying to do that all the time. And I just ignore it because I'm like, I know I got recordings online against her. Anybody can listen to the recordings in this podcast. And I've got her turned in. So I just completely ignore her when she tries to do that blame game crap. So anyway, so 1955 minus 1937 is 18. That's HA. Then no, Abraham Lincoln is AL. So that's FAHA and then AL. Then Continental Divide. And then again, I lived in Halsey Village. And then Madge. And then Nova. And then Novak. Then Kosovo. Then the ending of people writing with penmanship, cursive in the United States. Then Aunt's Picnic. Then my friend Corey in grade school in Globe. And then also 7 years ago, okay, and then 28, and then 79, and then 13579. And I'm not explaining everything out, because once you write down what I'm saying and you go through it, you're going to figure everything out. And then Novak Pharma, one of their quotes is, in 2021, and note the 21, we continue to revelate medicine. They're even making a reference to Revelations there. So also Coven, and then also Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. She did that the other day. Remember in the early 80s when Chariots of Fire came out? And you know, Jean, she thinks she's a Valkyrie, and she's a Valkyrie, and she's committed terrorism this way. That she's a Valkyrie and she can commit any terrorism that she wants, and she's a Viking, and, you know, she's a Norse, and just let her just do whatever the hell she wants to anyone, to 8 billion people, is her attitude. So anyway, people make fun of her. They used to make fun of her in my brain, but people really try to avoid making fun of her. I tear her up, because otherwise she'll just continue to berate, lies, and attack me. And my only way to keep her off of me is to like tear her apart and turn her in with hard evidence against her. but people in different positions, they don't tear her because she'll turn around and commit a terror attack. She's got a group of people she's holding hostage, and she barks out orders, and she doesn't tell people what's going on. And like I told you, it's a symphony. Symphony. You do this, you do this, you do that. They don't know what's going on. They just know they do what she says. Some of them are her sickos, and some of them are literally people that are under her rule of thumb, like civilizations that she's holding hostage. So, and that doesn't mean that they're doing that, but she does convince people. She doesn't convince people. She barks orders. She pretends like she's a princess or a queen, and she barks orders. I've seen her doing it in your brain, Christina. We've seen her doing that to people. So anyway, so she brings up the swing low, sweet chariot. So that's in reference to the end of time also. So she used that in the Oklahoma City bombing theme, which the word char is in there, okay, in the Oklahoma City bombing ciphers that I decoded. So the word CHAR is in there. I know it goes to Sharon Tate. There's a whole bunch that goes to the Oklahoma City bombing. So somebody was pointing out that the char goes to Chariots of Fire, also goes to Charlotte's Web. So chicken and dumplings, I still can't figure out what is the deal with chicken and dumplings. So I'm like, okay, I'll go with what I know. Always go with the initials because you know she always uses the initials. So it's CNAD and DS. So I've got Canada Dry, CL code, ginger ale, CL code, dance, CL code, canasta, which the name for that is eggs in a basket. That's my favorite cards game. Then hands is in it, sack is in it, Draconia is in it, clandestine is in it, Clementine is in it, Christina's dads is in it, Barry, Sergio, and Jeff. And she also cracked a joke at my dad's best friend, Terry Cedarholm, the retired sheriff that lives next door to him. He came over one day, and I was like, I don't know what I was doing. I was doing something, and I was like, can you fix this? Or I was like, can you drill a hole in my belt? Because I was losing weight, and there's a hole in my belt. And he's like, what do you think I am? Am I like another dad around here? He was, popping off, making a joke. And I just I thought it was so adorable. I really, really love him a lot. I love his family a lot. And Gene has horrifically abused me and has horrifically abused his family. And he can't stand Navy Gal 27. She in my brain right now, she goes, Christina, that's you. Christina, that's you. See, that's one reason he can't stand Gene. He knows that she's doing that in your brain, Christina. He will kill her. Not you, Christina. He will kill Gene. So Barry, Sergio, and Jeff, and then Coneheads is in that. I don't know what's behind the chicken and dumplings, though. But it's worth, obviously, having big conversations. The treasure of this history, which we are now in Revelations, is extremely I wish I could be a part of these conversations. It's extreme necessary need to know. It is so precious, though. I know Africans. I know African Americans. So precious, though. And I wouldn't want anything for them but that. To keep this precious. Because Gene is exploiting and abusing everything about everyone. And painting herself as the all glorious, I don't even know. I've run out of curse words to call her. So, and then finding out all the terrorism that Gene has planned behind this, and then turning her in for it. So, that's all for this recording.